Previously on Two Lupie Chix TV.
There's 13 million Georgians. Cannabis has always been in Georgia since I've been here in '93. But look now, I think maybe half of the state is using, and I'm using it legally with them, risking not seeing my kid, I'm a doctor, like risking it all, like everyone's risking it all just to feel better. Of course, I wasn't trying to divert by and make any money. I'm just trying to get well.
Stay tuned for part 2 up next.
So we've learned from Dr. Hodge that the cannabis helps with the endocannabinoid system, which helps chronic pain, it helps depression, it helps alleviate headaches, like migraines. But how does it do for your libido?
For all
for those freaks out there.
I think that's a great question. I think it's great for men and women.
To all my Lupie Chix. Lupus Matters, Lupus Matters. To all my Lupie Chix. Lupus Matters, Lupus Matters, yeah. To all my Lupie Chix. Lupus Matters, Lupus Matters. To all my Lupie Chix. Lupus Matters, Lupus Matters.
So I was like, look, man, I got to fight because you know what? They're going to listen. They're going to listen because I'm going to use my MD. They got to listen.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I was like, shit, man. And I've been advocating. And then once we did pass law, there was only 8 diseases in 2015. And without chronic pain, there wasn't on the list. So I was still a criminal. I didn't have ALS. I didn't have mitochondrial disease. I didn't have sickle cell. I didn't have cancer. I didn't have this skin disease called epidermolysis bullosa. I didn't have Parkinson's. So there was only 8. I was like, shit, man. I'm still not protected, One, there was no access, I had to meet people and get charged out. Y'all was killing me. I didn't know what that 8 and that zip was. I never heard of a zip. I never heard of an LB. I didn't know. I don't know. And I was scared to Google. You're not gonna be like, well, how much is this?
Right.
Like,
they always listen.
Yeah.
Always come to your house to get the computer.
Yeah. So I'm just like, hey, shit. 500. Is that what you said?
Okay, you do what you make you feel better. You probably get shit, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do, and because I didn't want to become a medical marijuana refugee, I didn't want to leave Georgia. Right. The city inspired me, I didn't want to leave, but yeah.
So who all have you worked with?
From the Capitol to the streets, man, I'm good. Face card good. Face card
we
good.
Just face card
good. So I mean. You talk about the House, talk about the Senate, talk about our political leaders. Sure, they know me. They know me.
Yeah, I know. You're there all the time.
Yeah, I see. I know.
And some of my constituents, dentists, lawyers, sure, they need it. There's been some prominent priests and reverends.
They know God made this.
They've been very sick.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, people still think cannabis is a last resort medication. And you come too late, hey, I can help you with a happy death. But, if we kind of keep pushing with advocacy, change this narrative, like, hey, this is the first option. A lot of people maybe will still be here. Of course, Gib, Goody Mob, they would be Cujo. What's up, Mom?
Hey,
what up, Big Gib?
Yes, Gib.
From Parlay, from the West Coast to Daz. What up, DPG? From the sickle cell soldiers. I'm fond of everyone, man. Everyone I love. Everyone I love. So I'm good everywhere. I'll pull up too. I do home visits as well. I love to teach. I love my elders. My kids, if I gotta teach you how to inhale, I'm gonna do it. If Dad's cool with it, I ain't trying to get stomped out.
Exactly.
But, I'm just gonna try to pour into as many people as I can, and then I still have this dream of doing mission work, to touch as many kids and people as I can with medicine, with love, and with cannabis.
Well, how us as a community, the people in the community, how can we help? How can we help advocate? Go with you to the Capitol.
That's what's up.
How can we help push this?
Well, as soon as we're going to start growing pretty soon, right? Applications will be out. I really want people of color that have been harmed by this failed drug war, which I was trying to tell you since the Mexican-Spanish War, and then once blacks, slaves are really critical. In Kentucky, that was the biggest hemp. Hemp is cannabis. We grew that, took care of it, cultivated it, because they knew when they came over here, hemp was made. Those ships. You remember those Nina and all that? The sails was hemp. The pencil was hemp. It wasn't cotton. So we kind of taught. When we got here, we taught how to use, for like nutrition, it's protein, how to make clothes out of it, how to build with hemp, medicine with hemp, and of course with inhalation. So we done a lot, and then we paid the ultimate price when it was turned a Schedule I drug, and the answer was not research, not how or treating addiction. It was all about how can we prosecute you, and it was stiff, and it's been stiff, and then the arrests have been 9-1 when you guys know that whites and blacks consume cannabis at the same rate. Even with this decrim, we're still being targeted. So what I need us to do is one is participate now, get in now. Don't call it smoking, inhalation. Don't call it weed, call it cannabis. Okay. Those are jobs. That's if you call it by its right name, you can work in a dispensary. You dig what I'm saying? You can be part of a home delivery. Do it right, get legal, don't, because if you have a felon, you're gonna be out of this business. And this is like a $22 billion business in the next 16 months. So I need people in Atlanta to learn about it, get education. There's online courses. There's master programs now. The job boards are filling right now. Turn on your alerts, Google jobs. If you're a chef, get ready. Florida just legalized edibles. So if you're a legal chef, you got skills, these companies are gonna hire you, or you might want to do your own thing. If you're in transportation, you got DOT. There's plenty of us that do transpo. Someone's growing. A person with a license has to take it from your grow to a dispensary. You can't leave. You got to hire so you can get yourself in position to get these jobs. The ancillary business is huge. I don't want Atlantans or anyone black or brown to be intimidated about getting into this sector. And then I think because Georgia's starting small, but with our talent Atlanta has. Now look at y'all are so dope. With your talent, with the swag we have, with the innovation, we could really dictate the culture of cannabis and kind of become like the cannabis capital of the world. If we stick together, Atlanta really will have this huge footprint because the world just knows what we do.
Yeah, we're already Black Hollywood.
Exactly.
So you get into it like that, education. If you're an accountant, people have invested 20 million, 10 million, 5,000. I don't want to know about my returns twice a year. I want to know about every month. So accounts versus making 40, making 100 grand, 200 grand. If you're into real estate, when you apply for a license, you got to get dispensary property, you got to get warehouse property. We pass greenhouses, so understand hydroponics, aquaponics. Somebody's got to fix that or that whole property's going to be screwed. I'll pay you $20,000 right now, man. Fix that leak or get the temperature right. HVAC, all of this stuff is needed. If you have a chemist degree, you can become a master grower. So, I want my kids, you don't have to be this doc, lawyer, football, basketball player.
Look at that head search.
Now he putting us up on game, y'all. Y'all better keep this right. Free game.
Go to school, you get a chemistry degree. You're gonna you start interning your junior year, and then when you graduate, you're gonna make 6 figures because you got to be a chemist now. This is all regulated. So when she grows the cannabis, I dry it. She makes this oil from it. The chemist has to say pesticides, Okay. Heavy metals, okay. Check. Consistency, check. Let me check the ratio of CBD. And he or she's wearing a white coat, and he or she is the master grower. You do well for 2 or 3 years, that company usually offers you profit sharing. So you got equity and you get profit sharing now because I mean, and you're like 25, 26, making 400, 500,000 a year.
Win-win situation.
Winning. And then come on, compound interest, and that's how we can start getting some generational wealth and making some moves, That's how we buy the block, get in cannabis, get in hemp. It's not just, medicinal, it's the beauty. CBD beauty's huge. The state has started growing hemp again, so cannabis oils, that seed oil is better than petroleum. It's a better emollient than the lotion and stuff that we're using. So all the hair products, again, emollients, deodorant. My deodorant I use Andola. It has cannabis. It's hemp. My lotion is all hemp. And then, you can start ordering hemp t-shirts. Forget cotton. Hemp is the wave. It breathes. It lasts longer. It's better for your skin. It's hypoallergenic. All these good words. The beauty is like non-comedogenic. It doesn't clog pores. Cannabis is a great anti-inflammatory. So pimples, irritations are reduced. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna replace steel. It's stronger than wood. It's stronger than steel. It's lighter. You like those BMW, those new i3s. That dashboard has hemp in it for the last 3 years. So a lot of these luxury cars are using the plant or taking the fiber, the stalk. Like, hey man, so that crop is being used food. I'll take the raw material. I'm gonna make my dashboards out of it. I'm gonna stitch my steering wheel with hemp. BMW, all the new cars are doing it. It'll be in the airplanes, and then of course, it's going to change the gear. All opportunities for us. Definitely, the products are out there.
Yeah.
I use the lotion, and you just do some R&D, and you look at what these Fortune 500 companies are getting ready. So they're ready. They don't get ready for legalization. They've been studying and testing markets and pushing marketing where they can and putting it on shelves.
Oh, they know what it is. They know what it's worth. They know.
Yeah, it sure is. And we just can't get left out. So this industry doesn't look all white.
We are Two Lupie Chix, and that's our community. And
Lupus warriors.
Exactly. We want you to tell our lupus people that's going to be watching this, what do you feel about lupus and cannabis?
Super safe. For all my lupus warriors and caregivers, man. Dr.Hodge, I'm a real doctor, med school, all that crap. So take it from the two ladies because, they have lupus and they're doing, actually, look at them. They look better than you because they're using cannabis. And look at me. Yeah, because I use cannabis.
We're going to have to talk about that in a minute. I'm going to let him finish his point. I got something to say.
So what I see in the lupus community, it's scary to me is I'm seeing young folks, especially my ladies, by the age of 30, they have chronic kidney disease, and they're on dialysis. So that's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the rest of your young life, shortened life, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday schedule you're going to be on. Cannabis is renal protective, so a lot of those medications, and plus having lupus, will hurt your kidneys. And the medications that you take, your kidneys and your liver have this arduous process of cleaning your blood, of removing the colors and dyes off those pills. That capsule got to break down. Yeah, that medication has some medication, but those side effects. So your liver and kidneys have to eliminate or excrete it, and that stresses them out. They're already stressed out and compromised because of your lupus. Cannabis, whether you inhale it, edibles, it's going to protect your kidneys. It's going to reduce your flare-ups. And then also it's going to help reduce that cortisol. And it's going to improve your sleep, which again, all helps your renal system. It's going to motivate you to drink more water because, cannabis, there's a side effect of cotton mouth. Again, now you're hydrated, properly hydrated, protecting your kidneys. You're gonna have some dry mouth, like, man, let me get that ice water. And you're gonna start feeling better. It's gonna motivate my lupus warriors to exercise as well. And that's gonna help you tremendously. So please consider cannabis. If it's not, if you don't get a card through me, get a card, get legal. I'm a big believer in full spectrum. CBD every day, you know, but you're legal in most states, lupus warriors, for cannabis. The mainstay of treatment has been the mainstay of treatment. It's still no cure. And, you know, of course, with lupus, you're gonna, there's other illnesses, other comorbidities that you're gonna develop because of lupus. Diabetes, you taking steroids, obesity, another comorbidity. And that's been highlighted during this pandemic. Look what's happening, and that's in our community. We're getting wiped out. Diabetes linked to lupus. The blood pressures are uncontrolled, linked to lupus. See all these other diseases that link to your main disease? That's just gonna take you out. Cannabis, so instead of taking 16 pills, hypertension pills, 2 antidepressants, an Ambien, that's 4 pills. You got nerve pain, taking Lyrica or gabapentin, 5 or 6. Cannabis will eliminate that. So for those, then you have constipation. Then you're doing topical skin creams, and you know, cannabis is eliminating 12 pills. You having some autonomy back in your life. Everybody wants to be an adult and stand on their own too. You don't got to walk around and, hey, I need these pills. Hey, the pharmacist. You can have some autonomy, and that makes you feel good. That makes you feel so grown. So I want y'all to feel grown. Get on some cannabis.
It does the body good. Now, back to what I was about to say. Let me tell you, if you haven't checked his IG, he had his shirt off. I'm like, this man put his shirt off. No disrespect to his wonderful wife.
No disrespect.
But she knows she got a fine husband. I can't lie.
I appreciate that.
He's eye candy for us, but he is married with a wonderful looking family, a nice wife, and cannabis has did this body good.
So get on the cannabis.
He got a shirt on today, but go to his IG.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I struggled, man. I started to gain weight using cannabis again, and I'm active again. I was in a rut, and I was in darkness for a minute when I broke my neck until I found cannabis, and now I can inhale or use my oil, start working out, and then inflammation is crazy when you move. You hit some cannabis after you work out. Okay, now I'm motivated to get to work, and it's just big God first, but cannabis has definitely been my glue for the last 5 or 6 years. Haven't skipped a day, even when I travel. Yeah, and 'cause I don't want to use the Motrin. I'm like, that's the last. I swallowed so much of that crap, and I don't want a Percocet or a Roxy. So
a lot of lupus patients use Percocet.
Yeah, of course.
Of
course, and it's Percocet again is a Schedule II drug. You're gonna need more. It leads to physical dependency, and plus it's gonna get hard. It's getting hard. You guys got swooped up in this opioid epidemic. And unfortunately, a lot of chronic pain warriors and sickle cell and lupus and fibros, they're getting treated like criminals, and their quantity has been cut. They might have been getting 4 a day for 30 days, and now they can only get 90 of them, just 3 a day. Their quality of life has been crushed. How are you gonna make a pill that lasts only 4 to 6 hours, 8 hours?
Exactly.
It's crazy, and I had to put patience in that situation. I've been in that situation, and I feel horrible. I feel terrible about it because I know there's going to be a large window of your day where you're uncovered and uncontrolled. And when pain gets out of control, you just can't take that one pill. And doctors think you're going to go right back to your baseline of an 8 or a 9.
I don't know why they think that.
No, once you're out of control, you can be out of control for weeks. So it's really important for my chronic warriors to keep at your baseline. Do not let don't let situations cause a spike. It's very hard for you get back to your baseline, back to your level of comfort. And unfortunately, people that are trying to help you don't understand that, and he's going to be super frustrated because they just don't understand.
And for me, I keep myself in pain crisis a lot. I don't want to ask the doctors for a Percocet or whatever. What's the other one?
Roxy, Tylenol number 3, hydrocodone,
all of that,
morphine, Dilaudid, hydromorphone.
They could say, well,
So
how much is your pain? And I can say a 10, and they still look at you like you're crazy. Well, you're not crying and doing all this. I can tolerate pain so long because I've done it for so long.
That's unfortunate. That you have to feel like, look, I have to suffer because I want to ask for help. If I ask for help, to be rejected or to feel like a criminal is worse than my pain that I'm in. So I'd rather just suffer this way and suffer. And that's why even fire him or her, because one, you're not comfortable, or two, that him or her, that doctor does not understand pain and they're very unempathetic. I've been there. So, you know, you're the master. You can fire your practitioner anytime.
Yes.
And don't suffer, man. I don't think life's about like enduring. Like, how much can you endure?
That's me.
That's so me. Like,
my chest was hurting so bad yesterday.
We didn't even know we were gonna make it.
I'm not going to the doctor. I'm not going to the doctor because they're gonna say, "Oh, you got COVID." No, I don't. It's a lupus flare.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like, you know, you earning stripes for yourself, but you're really doing yourself a disservice, you know, because you know, life's all about joy and learning and being inspiring. Look at your light. When you're in pain, you can't inspire. You can't get in front of this mic. You can't encourage other lupus warriors. You can't encourage other black females. You can't encourage people like me. You know, I admire you. I admire you too. You know, so you know, you feeling good is important for your purpose while you're here.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, don't suffer. We need you. We need your message.
I'm not going to the doctor. They're not going to think I'm a dope head.
No. That doctor is just being an idiot. And really, that doctor's just scared to write another prescription.
Yes.
Because every time he writes, he puts his DEA number. DEA. You know, you know, that's the guys with the blue jackets and the yellow. You know, we gotta put this DEA number. So a lot of us, you know, I was scared in the beginning too, to help, you know, because you really want to help people, but again, you know, they started putting doctors on this, like, look, man, you're part of the problem. You know, you did this, or you know, you knew, and it's big pharma. They knew. They did the phase 1, 2, 3 clinical trials. They saw the side effects. They saw addiction. They saw that, but it's on the market. But they'll put the blame on the physician, and then they start to blame pharmacists, and now we're scared. You know, not me, but you know, they're scared, and you know, they went to school for a long time.
Take a lot of money.
Exactly, a lot of money. So, what insurances do you take here at your office? Insurance
is not accepted in this country at all for cannabis because it's still, the federal government is Schedule 1 drug. It's still illegal. The states have interpreted federal law. 33 states have said, no, this is a medication, but insurance is tied with the federal government. So until the feds and until this House deschedulizes cannabis, and once it's successfully off the Schedule 1 drug, that's when insurance companies can pick it up. But there's synthetic pills though. There's Epidiolex. That's a synthetic CBD, and that's Big Pharma. GW Pharma is the pharmaceutical company that makes it. Now that's sold. That's in pharmacies. I can prescribe it, and insurance companies will pay for synthetic, but not the real thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. If you're a purist, no. You know, I can get you some synthetic, but not the real deal.
We don't like synthetic.
Yeah.
We don't like nothing synthetic. We like
we want it real
stuff.
We want it real, baby. Yeah.
So we've learned from Dr. Hodge that the cannabis helps with the endocannabinoid system, which helps chronic pain. It helps depression. It helps alleviate headaches, like migraines. But how does it do for your libido?
Yeah, for all the
for those freaks out there.
I think that's a great question. I think it's great for men and women. For the fellas, when you consume cannabis, and it definitely not unlike alcohol, which lowers your inhibition and you can cause that leads to violence, it leads to rape. Facts, alcohol will do that. Cannabis is no. You can light up a spliff, consume, and it's just going to lower your stress level, so you're naturally going to be in the mood. So a lot of my patients, they needed to be in the mood, or they were addicted to porn, or they just in their 30s and 40s and dealing with hypertension, dealing with diabetes, and now they have erectile dysfunction. So they need a little blue diamond or a Cialis to help them get an erection. So they got to, hey, wait a minute, let me pop this for 30 minutes, let me holler at you. Cannabis, when you consume, is a vasodilator. Like I told you, opens up your lungs, it opens up the tiny blood vessels in your body.
They get y'all tingly.
Yeah. So, and the whole science of an erection is, your penis has got this sponge-like mass, so, and that gives it erect is blood flowing into the man's penis. So the cannabis is a vasodilator. Your libido, you definitely in the mood. You're not worrying about stress, bills, baby mama, the kids. You're going to be kind of in tune with your partner. It's a vasodilator. And then for I don't got this problem, but a lot of guys, no, I ain't bragging. A lot of guys, it will also help them last longer. So erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation, cannabis can cure those too. A lot of guys, they in there for an hour. Half hour when they was only in there for like 30 seconds,
Wow.
A couple pumps and they lost it, so the cannabis. Now for my ladies, it's been true. Cannabis says, as far as the vagina and the ovaries and contractions, it's been used in childbirth. Queen Victoria used it for her menstrual cycles. Whoopi Goldberg, had a couple partners. I think she left the company recently, marrying something. And she had female products, cannabis tampons, there's cannabis lubes, there's cannabis pads. So that's great for women. The lube is great because, the vagina is comprised of smooth muscle. So, that's going to relax that pelvic area. Again, it increases blood flow. It's a dilator, right? So you're going to have more blood flow going to your clitoris. So you'll be able to achieve orgasms easier with cannabis.
Y'all hear that, ladies?
Yeah.
Men, get you some cannabis.
Yeah. So that's going to help with orgasms for the ladies. It's more enjoyable. It's less painful. This perineia, that's painful sex. That's pain during intercourse. A lot of women suffer from that. A lot of women suffer from a painful period. It's a great lube. It's safe. So it's great for libido, men and women. Yeah, for my fellas that don't be lasting long, try some cannabis, man. You'd be a marathon runner,
This is the doctor to come see.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go to the plug, this is the legal plug.
And for my dogs that are, hypertension, stress, get on cannabis. That's going to lower your blood pressure. For my brothers that dealing with the high, diabetes, your blood sugars are like 250, 280. Try cannabis every day. Your blood sugars can normalize. You can stop all that damage because we have preventable diseases. Hypertension, diabetes is preventable. That's causing problems. It's a silent killer. It's killing your eyes. It's destroying your penis, your heart, its brain, setting you up for a stroke. That can all go away with cannabis. It's not going anywhere. Yeah, give me some more. I'll talk to them blue in the face.
I think we are
I love the
done.
herb.
We done? We have nothing else? So just okay. Well, if we're done, you're gonna have to tell us where we can find you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you got to tell us all that.
On Instagram, it's RashawnHodge.nd. RashawnHodge.nd. My phone number 404-895-1924. That's the office line. If you need to schedule an appointment for a cannabis recommendation, that's what I do. PremierCPC.com. PremierCPC.com. To book an appointment, it's all telemedicine. I'm here with the dopest lupus ladies in the universe. Introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Monica.
I'm Keisha.
All right, we just finished up a dope interview. These are Two Lupie Chix, and we talked about medicinal cannabis and all the benefits for lupus. They're gonna chop it up. When we gonna get this? When they gonna see?
Coming soon.
My lupus patients try cannabis. All right, get on some of this oil. This is a 1-to-1. 1 to 3 is gonna definitely help you. A lot of my lupus patients, the guys are getting dialysis, chronic renal failure in your 20s and 30s. That's disturbing to me.
Yes.
I believe cannabis can prevent some of that renal failure that y'all are experiencing. All right, look at y'all beautiful ladies.
Hey, Two Lupie Chix TV.
Right,
Dr. Hodge.
Love y'all.
We are here at Premier Chronic Pain Care. He's going to show us what you will see when you come here.
Hey, I'm Dr. Hodge. Boom. This is the lobby. It's well, everything's pretty much virtual now because of COVID, but it's how it used to get down. I went to Morehouse undergrad. I went to residency at Morehouse School of Medicine. Boom. Here's some exam rooms. I've been promoting cannabis for the NFL to prevent CTE. Excuse me.
That's that good stuff. Got you coughing.
That's the good stuff. That's it. This is my office. It's locked up. So this is it. This is pretty much the room. The office is where the magic happens. This is the house of healing. This is more treatment rooms. Another treatment room. So this is pretty much the office. And this is where we do the recommendations, where I see my patients. I live in Atlanta. They have been decrimmed since 2016, so I can keep under an ounce with me as my medication. Always carry my oil. This is how I get by. So I practice what I preach. I can stand on cannabis. I can stand on everything I talk about because I consume.
To all my Lupie Chix. Lupus matters, lupus matters. To all my Lupie Chix. Lupus matters, yeah. To all my Lupie Chix. Lupus matters, lupus matters. To all my Lupie Chix. Lupus matters, yeah. If you know me, I'm a Lupie, I scream it loud. Advocating for the cure, we gon' move the crowd. It's not contagious, we courageous, life on the edge. They try to count us out, but we're dead. Yeah, we warriors, we walking right through the breeze. A million people something with us, they do the same. We need your support, we glad you came. We do it for our health and sincerity in the big change. We need a big fame, we need a big name. We need a research name, cause we all matter. We need a big fame, we need a big name. We need a research name, cause we all matter. All my Lupie Chix, lupus matters, lupus matters.